Welcome to the Thriver Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Marian Bacol, embodied leadership coach, holistic wellness consultant, and TEDx speaker. I'm on a mission to empower individuals and organizations to thrive from the inside out. This season, our theme is Goddess Rebirth, a journey into divine feminine power, embodied leadership, and reconnecting to nature and the sacred. Whether you're a high-achieving woman seeking alignment or part of a forward-thinking organization committed to holistic wellness, this podcast offers wisdom, tools, and stories to inspire growth and transformation. It's time to awaken your highest potential and lead with purpose. Let's thrive together. We are back, baby, and I am so excited that after 7 years, I didn't know it was 7 years, 7 years, the Thriver Lifestyle Podcast is back, and it is better than ever. In this episode, I'm going to really dive deep into how Thriver Lifestyle came about, a little bit about me, and what you'll see for this Season 1's theme, Goddess Rebirth. If you don't know me, which probably most of you don't, because I started Thriver Lifestyle Podcast a while back, January 2018. And it ran until pretty much for almost 2 years. And then I was so burnt out that I wasn't creating from a place of excitement and overflow that I just stopped it. And over the years, I've always had it in the back of my mind to bring it back, but then things happen. I got married, I got divorced, I went through so many deaths and rebirths, huge changes in my life, moved, and finally, last year, I really got the clear message from the goddess that this is the time. And once she really gave me that message and I made that decision, the creativity just came rushing back. A few years ago, I was really trying, but it just wasn't flowing. And what I've learned through my spiritual journey is to really just surrender and trust the process. And this is just the perfect time. Goddess Rebirth. This season is really about, one, just explaining what this journey of rebirthing is, because it's such a theme that we have in the world. And when people think of rebirth, they also don't think of what's behind it. There's also death, destruction, because it's all part of that cycle. And that really is so important, because in my whole journey, what I've really learned is that if we lean into those cycles of deaths and rebirths, we get to really step into the magic that is life. But if we resist it, we'll come across suffering. A lot of this resistance to change, to the flow of life, is what causes a lot of suffering. So that's why in bringing Thriver Lifestyle Podcast back, I really wanted this to be the theme. And literally this theme was channeled. This was all of this. That's the magical part of it. And that's also what living a Thriver lifestyle is. And so let me take you a little bit back. So there's a lot of you who, this is probably the first time you're seeing me. So thank you and welcome to my world, Thriver. I call everyone who watches or listens Thrivers. But this really stemmed from my own journey of shifting from survivor to thriver. So in 2014, I had the biggest wake-up call of my life. I overdosed and had a near-death experience. And I talk about this a lot in previous episodes from the old podcast. I've talked about it on my TEDx, which we will link in the show notes if you haven't seen my TEDx. And it really naturally came because I wanted to share this journey of thriving from being a victim and survivor. And a lot of us, most people in the world, are operating from victim and survivor consciousness. And for a long time, I really held on to this identity of a survivor because I survived a lot. I survived years of childhood sexual abuse, trauma from a very young age, violence, addictions, just all of this. And I really hung on to the survivor. And you know what? My survivor side helped me. But as I was growing and expanding in my journey and wanted to really be aligned and be of purpose, build a business, really teach and coach and create from an authentic place, the consciousness and mindset of surviving and being a survivor was really limiting. Because when you look at the dictionary term of surviving, it says to simply exist. I don't want to simply exist. I want to thrive. I want to flourish. And this is actually something I talked about in my TEDx talk, is that thriving is that next level of consciousness, is that despite everything that you went through, despite trials, tribulations, whatever life throws at you, the traumas, all the things, failures, despite all that, despite the adversity, you flourish. And when I was rebranding and recreating the whole look and logo of Thriver Lifestyle, which you'll see, my logo has a lotus and a snake. And if you know anything about me, I am so intentional in what I create. There's always deeper layers and deeper meanings. I am an intense person. I do things very intentionally, energetically. The lotus, which I have a sternum tattoo of, springs out from mud, from dirt, it's such a symbolic flower that, like, when people say, man, life is feeling like shit, is fertilizer. Use that to fertilize the seed of what you are creating. And so the lotus flower has been very near and dear to me symbolically. And the snake is too. I actually have a snake tattooed, and it's very synchronistic that I launched this in the year of the snake. There's no coincidences. And in traditional pre-colonial Filipino beliefs, the snake actually means ancestral. There's a lot here. This is like snake eyes. There's a lot of symbolism in my tatak, which is a traditional Filipino tattoo, that also symbolizes the snake. It's very like grounded to the earth. It means ancestral guidance and protection. And when we talk about the snake, we talk about shedding layers, right? What no longer serves us as we grow, as we expand, we need to let go in order to create space for what's new, what's coming. And so that's why that is the new logo and really the theme of Thriver Lifestyle. It's this evolution. And I really want to invite you to see where in your life you're ready to just shed, let go of old identities, let go of old beliefs, let go of just the things, the stories that you've been holding on to. Let go of surviving and survival in order to create more room to thrive, to really flourish. And so that's really the intro to Thriver Lifestyle. We'll be interviewing people that will really showcase the different ways that we thrive, because my whole thing is about how can we holistically thrive. So not just this one facet of thriving. People think thriving is financial. That's just one part of it. People think thriving is being happy all the time. But I like to disagree. And there's a lot of research behind this. Thriving isn't necessarily being happy all the time, because there's been studies that what if you're happy, you reach that baseline, you start looking for other things to make you happy. Thriving is really being present. It's giving gratitude for all the things that happen where you are while still thinking about growing and expanding. And when I think about thriving, I think of the holistic picture, mind, body, soul, and especially the somatic part. Embodiment has been like a really key part to my healing. And that's why I am passionate about teaching, somatics and embodiment, because I think that's the missing piece in a lot of this spiritual self-help development journey. A lot of people are still in their heads, and this is where I was, and sometimes I get to that until I remember, wait, instead of really just intellectualizing, right? Because a lot of people know what they need to do, right? I'm looking at you. You know how to lose the extra pounds, all the steps to launch a business, how to be in a loving relationship. These are things that you read, you watch videos, but are you truly embodying that? Are you really living that? And that's the missing piece. Because a lot of people can share a lot of really surface level stuff, but behind closed doors, when it's not posted on social media, is that how they truly are? And that's what embodiment is. And I feel so called to share it because I had to go through this. I had to go through my own processes of really letting go of old identities that weren't serving me, looking for external validation. And I went through deep underworld the last few years after a really difficult fertility journey with my ex-husband, with my divorce, with all the shedding. And then now, because of the surrender, the letting go, I'm in such a beautiful divine union with my partner. My life, after surrendering to really what I thought I needed to be or should, is unfolding in the most magical, beautiful ways. And I'm truly thriving from the inside out. I feel so embodied. And I want to share this. I want to share this. I feel so compelled. It's also my Gemini sun and rising. I'm a talker. I'm a speaker. I love speaking. And this is why it's just not me speaking in this podcast. It's really bringing all these amazing people to share how they are thriving and embodying a thriver lifestyle in their own unique way. Because there is no one way to do it. There is no one way to thrive. And that's a big part of what I teach. Embrace your authentic expression of living a thriver lifestyle. And that could be someone who lives in a high-rise penthouse, right, in the middle of a city, or someone in the middle of nowhere on a farm with chickens and goats, and they're also thriving because they are in alignment and they are their authentic expression. So that's why I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the relaunch of the Thriver Lifestyle podcast, of the rebrand, of all these amazing guests for not just this season, but for all the seasons that are to come. But this season specifically is Goddess Rebirth. And we have amazing interviewees, women who talk about the year of the snake, what that means, the wood snake, what that means for you, for me, for the world, for the collective, the symbolism in that. I talk to other amazing women like Kelly Brogan, who talks about her full circle of being a feminist activist to being a reclaimed woman and what that means to her, to Jen Kem, who talks about how to be a unicorn and have a unicorn team and what that means to leadership. And so many other amazing episodes. I talked to Alyssa, who's formerly known as Trophy Wife, and now she's stepping more into expressing herself fully. And there's just all these beautiful lessons and themes that I think can help us really be reborn and just embracing the rebirths. And especially as women, when we realize and sync up with the cycles of nature and our bodies, because we are cyclical. We go through, most of us, if we are still in our menstrual phases, go through those cycles. We have our internal winter, spring, summer, fall each month. And we go through those cycles. And when we embrace it, I'm a big cycle syncer. I know what stages from my luteal to my follicular, all those, like I actually eat and try to move within my cycle. And it's done wonders for myself, my business, everything. Once we start embracing the natural rhythms of that, life changes in the best way possible. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. And I want to remind you that you can start all over again, no matter what age. I'm turning 40 this year, and I feel more alive, more vibrant. I feel like I'm thriving more than ever now. So age is just a number. If you're thinking, oh man, I should have been a multimillionaire by 24 because that's what's in social media, you are exactly where you need to be. And when you truly do the inner work to thrive and embody from the inside out, your outer world changes. Whether you are getting a new hobby, moving to a new place, learning a new language, whatever it is, go and lean into those changes, lean into rebirthing yourself, and lean into thriving. I'm really excited. And also this, because we are relaunching this on YouTube and you can see it, I really want this to be interactive. So please comment below on what you think of the podcast, what future themes you would love to see. And selfishly, I love interviewing people from different facets and different industries and different backgrounds because I'm such an innovator, disruptor, connector. I love listening to other perspectives that are different from mine because I learn from that. And I have some future themes that I would love to showcase. And I decided to do it in themes because I really want to be supportive of my energy. And last time, because I felt like I had to every single week create and produce something, it took away. It was like such this hustle energy and it burnt me out. But now, because it's themes and it's seasonal, I can get all that and then take a break, which is so important. So I've literally created something that works for me. And I want to share that with you. You can literally create something that works for you, for your cycle, your flow. You don't have to conform to whatever's out there. You can literally, if it doesn't exist out there, you can build it, you can create it. We live in a world where all of that is possible and at our fingertips, especially with AI, which is one of the themes that I actually want to dive into. So let me know in the comments, what themes would you love to see? Some things that I'm thinking about are like plant medicine and psychedelics, the convergence of AI, technology, and spirituality. That's something that really interests me too. Another one is on conscious sex, love, and relationships, which I love talking about too, because we can get into things like tantra and conscious dating and all these things. So let me know in the comments, what themes would you like to see and who would you like me to interview so that they can be on the Thriver Lifestyle podcast. I'm so excited and so honored. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a part of the Thriver community. I hope you enjoy this episode and the rest of this season's episode. And if this resonated with you, to please share. And I want to remind you that you are a thriver. Thank you so much for joining me. And let's go, season 1. Mwah! Sisters, are you ready to reclaim your wild, sacred, feminine power? Join us for Savage Feminine Reclamation, an intimate, luxurious, and transformative retreat happening September 22 to 27, 2025 in Tulum, Mexico. This isn't just a retreat. It's a sacred 5-day journey into the heart of your divine feminine essence. Through powerful embodiment practices, rituals, and deep connections with nature, you'll shed old layers, awaken your inner goddess, and step into your fullest power, while also enjoying time to explore Tulum's famous cenotes and white sand beaches. Space is extremely limited to ensure a deeply personalized and transformative experience. Don't wait, there's only 10 spots available. Secure your spot now and give yourself the reclamation your soul has been craving. Visit thriverlifestyle.com to learn more and reserve your place today. This is your time. Answer your soul's call to reclaim your savage feminine power. Thank you for listening or watching the Thriver Lifestyle Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to stay inspired with new conversations each week. Your support means the world. Please share this episode with your community, whether it's your team at work or closest friends. Together, we can spread the message of embodied leadership, holistic wellness, and thriving as a collective. Follow me on social media for more insights and behind-the-scenes content. And if something resonated with you today, please leave a podcast review. It helps us get our message to even more people all around the world. Until next time, remember, you are powerful, you are divine, and you are meant to thrive. See you in the next episode.